It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And we've got the Titans' veteran linebacker, who reached another plateau this week with his 80th tackle of the season. It's the Titans and the Barons, and it comes your way next on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap between the Tennessee Titans and the Brooklyn Barons. Welcome to the broadcast booth, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and we've got an interesting matchup here featuring two of the league's best in what they do. We have one of the best rushing attacks in the NFL going up against a team who's made their money defensively by shutting things down through the air, CD.
Yeah, and Brandon, I want to see how well-rounded each team is because we know what they're a league leader in, but how well can you do the other things that you need to do on that side of the ball? To me, this is a chance for the lesser heralded guys this season to come through and help earn a victory.
The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. So here are the Titans now for their first drive. They'll be led out by a Heisman runner-up during his college days. It's the versatile Jalen Hurts.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
One touchdown, one pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe he leans on a few other parts of the offense and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
Play action. Here's Hurts. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
Wow, just one snap in, partner, and the complexion of this game has already changed because for the defensive side, they just handed their offense a short field and a big early advantage. And even though it's only the first snap of the game, we're going to look back on this one and see if it has lasting effects as this game moves on.
So now you've got their offense coming out for the first time with great initial field position. They're led out by a former number 2 overall pick in the draft from BYU with Zach Wilson.
And what he's thinking about right now is first down, let's find a way to make a big play. Because when you get a sudden change situation, that defense has to rush onto the field unexpectedly, you might catch them having a defensive breakdown or not quite prepared.
It was really sudden after the first play picked off. Open man is Uzama. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's first and goal.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago, followed it up with another nice one here, and before you know it, they're already looking at first and goal.
First and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. Wilson. He's got it. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's second and goal. They'll try to run with Hall, and he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Breece Hall, his 7th rushing touchdown on the year, and the Barons use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Just power football there, down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible. But all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. And it's good to make it 7-0. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it was capped off by a Breece Hall touchdown run. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Taken in at the 3. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
The Titans coming back onto the field for their second drive. And the interception on that opening drive winds up leading to the touchdown, so now it's kind of time to start over.
Yeah, it certainly is, and his first throw of the game. But I like the way his guys rallied around him. Oftentimes, the quarterback is the leader, right? He tells everyone what to do. In this case, I noticed his linemen around him kind of patting him, saying, "Let's go, big boy. You're still our leader."
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Hurts.
The catch is made by Ellington. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
And that's how you shake off the interception you threw on the opening drive. Come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to two people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
On the ground, Ellington. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Hurts. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down.
Here's Hurts to throw.
And that's complete. It's Ellington.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on 3rd down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a 1st down.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Back to the ground now. It's Henry. The numbers on the ground for Henry last week. 22 carries, 81 yards.
Yeah, he could very well be on his way to a rushing title, but guess what? His offensive line, they're meeting separately because they want that rushing title as much as he does, and they want to make sure they get him there.
From the 40 now on 2nd down. Hurts. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods.
And they'll work this down inside the 30.
That catch, number 750 of his NFL career, and it puts him even with not just one but 2 Hall of Famers, Michael Irvin and Charlie Joyner. So some pretty good company at 750.
Hey, you're talking about the playmaker, Michael Irvin, and the guy who just made plays, Charlie Joyner. And that's what we're seeing here. Similar style in terms of being dependable, being open, and turning it into plays that you remember.
He's able to force his way through one man, but he can muster only about a yard on the play. 2nd down. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Henry. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
He completes it to Henry.
And he will have a Titans 1st down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another 1st down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Inside handoff, Henry. And they'll get him down right around the 16.
Henry again on 2nd down.
It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out.
And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24.
Ahmad Gardner finishing off the corner blitz. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And a look at the next-gen stats reveals that that sack occurred in all of 2.3 seconds. And you think you want to be an NFL quarterback? Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. And the football changing hands here as this offense takes the field. Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
From the 36, Wilson able to complete this one to Tyler Conklin. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. A check on the numbers by Moore last week. 8 catches, 82 yards.
And you know what he did all week in preparation for this one? Hydrated.
Salivated.
Yes, stretched, dreamed, going against the last team in the league against the pass.
Yeah.
He expects to catch every one thrown today.
You're right. They have struggled 32 of 32 in that category. On 3rd and 1, Wilson. Open man here is Conklin. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down, eluding the pressure right. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he is going to lose yardage here. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. They'll run with Hall. And he appears to be about 2 feet short on 3rd and 3. Leaves him with a 4th and 1. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
They'll go for it. It's Hall. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. It's a gain of 1. That's another Woodward first down. 1st and 10 at the 3-yard line. On 1st down, Wilson. He gets it underneath to Hall. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. A 7-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 22-yard line. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19. The tackle made by Kevin Byard.
Wilson now to throw on third down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
Well, they've certainly gotten him involved in this first half, and on third down, they looked his way again. And what a delight for his quarterback to find him and keep the drive moving.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. To throw again is Wilson. Flushed out right. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Zach Wilson with touchdown number 12 on the year. And they're able to add on to their advantage. Not the first time on this drive we saw him take matters into his own hands, and this time he finishes things off with a touchdown run.
You're not going to be happy with me, but I think he took matters into his own feet, didn't he?
Oh, Davis from the top rope. I like it. Extra point splits the uprights, and that pushes the lead up to 11. So that drive spans 13 plays. And it was Zach Wilson who took it in himself on the touchdown run to cap it off. Taking it about the 1. And good coverage there on special teams as he'll get him down shy of the 20. Tennessee offense set to go again. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And down he'll go at the 25. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be second down. Well, Charles, you think about this defense. This week in preparation, you couldn't hide the fact from them that they're facing a team that's lost 7 in a row. You just wonder if they prepared the same way they normally do.
Yeah, that's a great question because normally that preparation goes into what you do well on defense. What is the best thing that you do going into a game? But in this case, you might want to take all the tendencies and throw them out the window. I would expect them to throw every trick play in the book right out of the gate in order to try and get something established and get things moving.
Throwing is Hurts. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Credit Bryce Hall. He got in there to knock that pass away.
Haven't been a corner that's worth his salt yet that ever admits to worrying about man coverage. How about the play there, breaking that pass up?
On now is the Titans punter, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. That's pulled in at the 32. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. So for this offense, Charles, remember drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, and you know, they told us all week that this was the plan and this is what they wanted to execute, but did they really believe it would happen this well, this efficiently? I know they'll take it, and afterwards they'll say, there was never a doubt in our minds we were going to be successful in this one.
Second quarter now, it's Brooklyn in possession, as they've got it with a 2nd and 1 coming up. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Play action. Now Wilson. This pass out wide to Hall. And he's got the first down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
Short yardage situation, you have to wonder if they thought they were just going to run it inside. But you have to be cognizant of the back slipping out in the backfield trying to find some open space. And that's exactly what he does to the tune of a first down.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
And what a nice example there of the tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Wilson will throw again. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Credit the sack there to Harold Landry.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Here's Wilson. And his throw's going to be incomplete. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Now it's Wilson. And check down, complete to Hall. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. And this won't get there. Won't be online either. It's no good. Off to the right, and this will remain an 11-point spread.
And this is a commentary on today's kickers and just how good they are that a coach would think about running his guy out there to try a 59-yarder. Here it backfires on him, but as a kicker, you have to appreciate the confidence that they showed in you.
Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll run it again with Henry. And he's taken down at the 50 after a short gain of 2. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He backs it down here to Ellington. And they will advance this across midfield, but still well shy of the first as he's tackled at the 47. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
On now is the Titans punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send down the field goal unit and then to not even see the ball go through the post. What a bummer on that last drive for them. Got to pick themselves up from that one.
Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple. Ball again on 2nd down. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. It's picked up by the Titans. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 37. 36-yard line. And a little careless there, Charles, on that carry.
And it's not just having two hands on the ball. It's tucking it away. It's using your body to keep people shielded off. It's so many different things into taking care of it and having ball security. In that case, though, we didn't see it happen.
And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll try the right side with Henry. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up. Off the play fake. Here's Hurts. And his throw here's incomplete. In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. He'll buy some time right. And right side, Henry's got it. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. That's a jet sweep. The football to Woods. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Tenth carry now for Derrick Henry. Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Hall. Charles, one thing that he referenced to us yesterday was his confidence fitting the ball into any window, but obviously that window was a little too tight and it was closing in a hurry.
And he was talking to us about having anticipation in making those types of throws. Down near the goal line, I don't think you can anticipate it as much as you need to see it open. You've got to be precise with your throws down here in the red zone. That one goes into double coverage, and he gets picked off.
They'll start on the ground. Hall. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Hall again on 2nd down. Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 43 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. The time is called. Looks like a member of the Titans in some discomfort out there. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wilson throwing middle, and it's complete. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
When the offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Straight ahead is Hall. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes that's a danger of putting that jumbo set out there. You just get a lot of bodies massed in one location. You could wind up with 18, 20, maybe even all 22 in the box, and there's nowhere to run the football.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. From midfield now, here's Wilson. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Hall. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. On 3rd down, Wilson. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 24-yard line. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards to play.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
Back to the ground with Hall. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Lots of praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
On 2nd and 1, Wilson. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
And they'll use him out in the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago, there's another one right there.
They'll run with Hall. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Breece Hall with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. So 3 drives, 3 touchdowns, and they're a PAT from going up 21-3.
And there's no doubt in my mind, you're liking what you're seeing so far, aren't you?
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like a well-oiled machine, if you will.
What's really tough, though, that defense, they're leaping the shadows at this point. They don't know which way to go. They're being hit in every direction, and they have no answers thus far.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is up to 18 now. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it was capped off by a Breece Hall touchdown run. Taken in at the 3. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. And the Titans getting set to go. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. They keep it with Henry on 1st down. Evades the tackler, and now some space. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. And 22 more yards there and another 1st down. Thought they were going to have him down a lot earlier, but he was able to shed that tackle.
Shows the value of the weight room, doesn't it? Shows the value of the attitude when you run the football. Don't go down easily. Break a few tackles, gain some additional yardage.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They go play action with Hurts. This will go to Henry out wide. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. On 2nd down, here's Henry. 2nd quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Got to get to the 26 for a 1st. This is 3rd down. Hurts. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Hall. And he's able to bring it out 5 yards shy of midfield to the 45-yard line. I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
Now think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me, that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you're throwing this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
Breece Hall helped leading out this offense for another series.
At his current pace, sure looks well in line for a 1,000-yard season, but some of the older folks watching that remember the 12-game seasons in the NFL probably say, man, it was a lot harder to do that back then.
Yeah, even the 14-game seasons. And, you know, when we talk to those veteran runners, some of those guys who wear gold jackets, right, and appear in Canton, they look at this and go, you know, it's kind of like going to school and taking 5 years to get your degree instead of just 4.
A victory lap. Now, they also used to walk uphill to school both ways.
In the snow.
In the snow.
Blizzards.
Milk was 5 cents. Hey, but he's having a great year, not to take anything away from it.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. He's got room at the 30.
And he goes down, but not before getting us inside the 25. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as he'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Wilson.
He dumps this one off here to Hall.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Again, Wilson. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's third down.
Yeah, some real defensive resistance there, saying not so fast to a good drive. They had marched to the end zone the last time out.
Got an extra defensive back out there for the Titans now here for third down. Now it's Wilson. To the right side, and he's got more complete. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be fourth down. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. And for the second time this half, on comes the field goal unit here. From the right hash, it's a 41-yard attempt. And his kick is right there. It's good, and the lead up to 3 touchdowns now. It's 24-3. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They force the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
All that remains is to snap this once, and that'll do it for the first half of play. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. The NFL season going to be about 2/3 complete after this weekend. So lots to get to as we check out what's going on here in Week 11. We'll start up at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. And this already a 16-point game as they've just gone to halftime. Laviska Shenault, a touchdown catch in that first half.
From there, we move to H-Town to check on the Texans at home at NRG Stadium. And they trail the visiting Lions in that one. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 2 touchdown catches on the afternoon. Lastly, let's get up to Buffalo to check on the Bills. And in that one, it's the visiting Dolphins who are out in front. Tyreek Hill, a touchdown reception. Continuing on, here's a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Titans. And they did have some success running the football in those first 2 quarters. And that might be something they continue to work on as they try to get back in this game. Meanwhile, for our home team, you get a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And whatever they've done, it's worked, as they have the lead through 2 quarters of play.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. And this offense set to go now to begin the 3rd quarter. Now Wilson on first down. This one caught by Davis. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. On 2nd down, a run with Hall. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. Wilson. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. And on now is the punter. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. Now a hit and a loose football.
It's been a struggle all game for them on offense. This was a chance to maybe provide a little bit of a spark with a punt return. Unfortunately, that spark got doused.
Yeah, and you call special teams the 3rd phase, but you see here it can be the 1st phase sometimes.
That is so true, right? It can ignite it one way or the other, and boy, that didn't help them at all.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Throwing is Wilson. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jonathan Jones. And the Titans will take over here just shy of the 30. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores. But, yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And, look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. To throw again on 2nd down. Hurts. And that's caught left side. It's Woods. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll try to run for the 1st with Henry. Fighting through, and he's got space. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. 67 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries. Well, that is a running back who is not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the seas opened up for him.
Yeah, and this is most definitely the guy you want running the football when you need the tough yards on 3rd down. And he moves the chains and then some as he shakes off that first contact. And as they said in the 70s, he just keeps right on trucking.
A 1st down carry for Henry. And he's got some space here. 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. And that CD, one heck of a run. He just refused to go down.
And that's where determination comes in, because he had at least a couple of guys had really good shots at him, but he just said, I don't think so. Speed, power, elusiveness, all on display right there. Look like you, partner, back in your salad days in Evansville.
Aldrich Rosas on for the extra point. And this is up and good. That'll make it a score now of 24-10. So that drive, 4 plays. And Derrick Henry able to finish it off with a touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. Fields it right around the goal line. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense. Their lead down from 21-14, but still sitting at a great spot, up 2 scores here in the third quarter. Now Hall to start the drive. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I'm getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Here's Wilson. He finds his man, complete. It's Wilson. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. On 3rd down, here's Hall. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature in the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
So they bring out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Fielded at about the 28. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And it'll be Titan football. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Henry will get it. He's been busy today. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Again, it's Henry. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7. Throwing is Hurts. Dancing to his left. And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
He certainly isn't looking at the scoreboard out there, because to me, all he's concerned about is analyzing the field and making most of the time left in this game. Deficit's still there, but he's starting to hit them with some big plays.
Running left, it's Henry. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And now you have to wonder, partner, at what point in time do they forget the running game? It's been a struggle so far in this one. I would think they'd have to start throwing it a little bit more.
2nd and 12. Here's Hurts to throw. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
All about the offense so far this drive, putting something sustained together. But the defense, they responded on that play. Second and manageable became 3rd and long. The drive marching to the end zone is one play from stalling out.
For 19 yards here on 3rd down following 2 negative plays.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
Under pressure, and they got to him again.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
Partner, you know what I'm going to say before I even say it.
Yeah, you just cannot take a sack in that spot.
You're exactly right. You can't take a sack in that spot. Potentially now, a 3-point swing right there.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this will remain a 2-touchdown game.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep. The tackle that time by Zach Cunningham.
Zach Cunningham on the tackle. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at their 49-yard line.
From just shy of midfield, Wilson. Open man here is Conklin.
And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Wilson. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the Titans' 32-yard.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Wilson. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 17-yard line. A new set of downs after a strong pickup of 16 yards.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake in the line of scrimmage, got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on 1st down. His throw caught right around the 6. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. 11 more on that one and another 1st down.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. On 2nd and goal, Wilson. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal.
There's Wilson to throw. Touchdown!
Elijah Moore
from 4 yards out.
And the Barons take a 3-touchdown lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical, as one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Extra point up and through. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Titans offense now, they get set to head back out here. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also...
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick 6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. As confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
The extra point forthcoming. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Taking it about the 1. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Titan offense now working their way back onto the field. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
That's complete to Traylon Burks.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
A 20th carry now for Derrick Henry. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up. From the 45 on 2nd down. Hurts. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. He'll look to throw. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. We have played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now just east of Manhattan in Brooklyn. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. Well, this drive, they're a perfect 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions, but they need a full 10 yards here. Back to throw here. And he comes back with one complete. And he will have a Titans 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Hurts. This is caught. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
1st and goal, Tennessee.
It'll be Hurts on the option.
And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, second and goal.
Henry will take this into the end zone for a Titans touchdown.
He's doing his part, but still facing a sizable deficit.
And he would like to do more, but he needs help from the other 2/3, right? He needs his defense to bow up a little bit, and he also needs special teams to maybe create some big plays and help them get back in it.
Rosas now to end the PAT. And that'll cut the lead back now to 21. So that one a 13-play drive in total. And Derrick Henry able to finish it off with a touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense. But the win for them at this point seems pretty assured. I mean, still a decent amount of time left here in the fourth quarter, Charles, but you got the football, you're up 3 scores. They have to be feeling really good about where they're at.
I love your observation skills, partner, because I think you saw them charge onto the field fired up about another chance to get into the end zone. Looks to me like this group is ready to crush any hope left on the opposing sideline, and they want to do it with some gusto, too.
Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 75 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
They'll go again with Hall.
And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47.
Running left, it's Hall. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. 15 yards on the play, first down.
That gives him 98 yards in this game, and he's got to feel pretty good about that, but the entire offense does. The big thing, though, Brent, they've got to get to 100, though.
You think he knows he's at 98?
I think someone has told him by now, and here's the thing. Getting to 100 or more is tangible evidence that you've had a nice day running the football, and that's what his offensive line wants for him and for themselves.
And he stopped immediately there. They go play action with Wilson. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. Play action. Now Wilson. That is caught. It's Uzoma.
He's going to have the first down and then some.
And so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
No let up in this passing game. They've been a well-oiled machine throughout. And actually saw a few guys on the sidelines at the end of the 3rd quarter doing the old hold up 4 fingers college sign, meaning the 4th quarter is ours. And they certainly weren't kidding.
They'll try to run with Hall.
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown.
Breece Hall
punching it in from a yard away.
And the Barons look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now. No question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football.
Yeah,
what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Titans set and ready to go on offense. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. On first down, Hurts. Over the middle into the hands of Burks. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. To throw again on second down. Hurts over the middle, complete. That's Phillips. 7 yards there and a first down. Hurts. Over the middle, it's complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
It's a gain of 10. First down, Tennessee.
They'll throw on first down with Hurts. They set up the screen for Henry. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
Throwing again on second down. Hurts. He gets this one to Burks. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Again, he'll drop to throw. That is caught inside the 5. And it's a Titans touchdown from 17 yards out. And the Titans get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Rosas good with the extra point, and that'll cut the lead back down to 21. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the hands team does its job. They're able to secure it. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And they've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the 4th quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted, so they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. 109 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Well, I don't think there's any question, Brandon, at this stage, the stop troops, the defensive guys, they got to use their 3 timeouts here. They've got to stop them and get the ball back.
Yeah, if you're in that 2 to 3 score deficit window that they're in now, you got to get it ASAP.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Stop them, use your timeouts. Easier to move the ball on offense without timeouts than to stop them on defense without using them.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's Hall again. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Hall ought to give up the middle. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. They'll run with Hall. And he will make it back to the line of scrimmage, but that is all. 4th down coming up as we reach the 2-minute warning. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. 4th down. Here's Wilson. He rifles one that's intercepted. And the Titans are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Out come the Titans now. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And it's knocked away and incomplete. They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't matter. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Handoff, running left. Here's Hall. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 46-yard line.
Hall again on 2nd down. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. And a line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. Hall again. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first. So plenty of smiles for the folks here as they head for the exits. It's a victory for their hometown guys. Charles, for this losing side, their heads are hanging as they walk off the field today. And really, I mean, we know why. Those 3 turnovers by that offense, that's ultimately what doomed them.
And this is what coaches preach all the time to every team that we ever talk with. Taking care of the ball on offense, trying to take it away on defense. And let's face it, when you give it away 3 times in one game, you make it very difficult for your team to get the W.
So for the home team here, it's a 2nd win on the year now as they move to 2-8. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the San Francisco 49ers. Meanwhile, for the Titans, the problems just get worse and worse as they fall to 2-9 now on the year. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel up to Detroit to take on the Lions.